Hi everyone, welcome to the next few minutes with Claire and I around the stop practice for the 7 from Spiritual Rhythms for the Enneagram.
Yeah, that's the...
Anyway, we are hiding actually from our grandkids right now, just for 7 minutes.
Of bliss.
We're not really hiding.
We love being with them.
We are in a soundproof booth. This is our recording studio.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, we want to talk to you about the 7, the beautiful 7, and in our book we title the 7th chapter, Joy is Deeply Stable, integrating all 3 centers of intelligence. Mm-hmm. And the stop practice that we've begun to introduce you to is found in the 3rd part of the book. So the beginning of the book is an introduction to the Enneagram and why harmony has been the model we've loved. Then it goes into each chapter, giving about 25 pages of information and practice for every Enneagram style, which we love. And then the final part of the book is called Soul Resources, and you could use those in a multitude of ways. You could use them in small groups or with people that you love, or when you're meeting with your therapist or spiritual director or life coach or best friend, and say, hey, how am I doing with stop? So we're actually saying take a deep breath, even right now, and our 7s, if you're a 7, stopping and taking a deep breath is really a wonderful gift for you to moderate some of that amazing energy you have. And after you take a breath and see what your Enneagram number automatically does, like moving into busyness or planning or envisioning, fear of missing out, and so moving forward, you could actually stop and notice the triggers.
Yeah, so the triggers for each type are spelled out in the book, and we've tried to go over them briefly in the Facebook pieces that we've been doing. But you want to notice without judgment, notice what is triggering you as you begin to move into automatic. And then once you pay attention to those triggers, you can open yourself up to moving toward places of greater health and really the types of things that all of us want to do,
right?
To just grow.
Open head, heart, and gut, and then opening really to presence. And we love the capital P presence because
it's the presence of God, and we're present to ourselves and the image of God that is in each one of us. We're present to that, and we see wonderful things happen in our lives. So for the 7s, when they move into this stop practice, the first thing for them is to see those times when they're feeling kind of trapped, or they're beginning to be avoidant, or they're just bored. If you're feeling bored, that's a good time to start to see those things.
And take a breath.
Right.
So moderate that energy of trying to get out of the situation, right? So, the triggers are how much longer, right? And I want out, or this is depressing and I can't stay any longer. So the busyness or the futuring of the 7s in order to get out of their normal, everyday, sometimes boring life, that trigger, you want to notice that, and then open.
Right, so you begin to open as a 7, just like with every style or type. We want to first check with our home space. So for a 7, that's our head. You check with, begin to ask questions like, what can I think about being here? How can I think about being here, present and open to this? And what might my presence bring? If I open myself up to that, that's the first place to go.
Yeah, because 7s are brilliant head types, and they can actually bring this kind of knowledge to themselves, and then letting those thoughts descend down into their hearts and saying, okay, what could happen to me if I would feel pain in this moment? And how can I experience relationships deeply and authentically. And that really is about, sorry about the sunglasses, but it's bright out here. If you would receive the relationships right here in this moment and say, how can I experience this deeply? Not just trying to get out of the pain of it, the difficulty of it, but how can I experience all that is, both light and darkness, difficulty and ease, joy and grief. How can I open my heart here?
Right. So you begin to feel that 4 energy, that 4 style, when a 7 opens up to their heart. And
right, this EQ, this beautiful EQ. So the IQ, the 7, the EQ, the 4, the emotional intelligence.
Right, and so important to be with things like pain, and then to check in with their gut, which is that 1 space.
The GQ,
right,
IQ, EQ, and then the gut, GQ.
Right. The thought here is around things like what gift might discipline or stability bring for me in this place? What joy perhaps can come my way by staying with this relationship, this life situation, this thing that my reaction is just to get out, but discipline and stability and being with these things can bring a goodness to my life that doesn't come if I just kind of escape the situation. So
when 7s give up that automatic of being an escape artist when it comes to difficulty, they really welcoming that 4, that EQ, that heart intelligence, and the GQ, the 1, the grounded stability that helps you stay, that helps you do the hard work of transformation, that helps you open up to more. We have a young 7 that we have so much respect for, that in his younger years he escaped from much of the pain of his life by actually adding more pain to his life in some addictive behaviors. And then one day, this waking up and taking the really hard steps and saying, you know what, I'm going to bring myself, my whole body, to the healing work, and did this in so many different ways, and it's beautiful because then you can open to presence, the presence of God in you, who is able to say that joy is deeply stable. The God in you that is saying, you are good. And you may have done things that you wish you hadn't done, but you're not bad. You are good. You are so very good. One of the stories we love to tell about my dad that I've been thinking about this week is when my dad told me I was an angel. And I said, you forget all the things I've done. And he said, no, those were only exercises. And if 7s could give themselves the grace to say, you know what, I've done a lot of things to exercise my life in this world, and now I'm going to be deeply stable. I'm going to bring that joy, and then it will be a joy that is not just happiness up here on the surface, but joy unspeakable, joy that is not connected to what's happening, but able to be present to yourself and present to God and present to people in ways that are, in the heart of God before God ever spoke you into existence.
Yeah, so it was Abraham Lincoln that said folks generally are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. So we just want to encourage the 7s to tap into the fact that no matter how much joy you've already realized, that there's more for you as you move into harmony, as you do things like these stop practices, that God has more for your life, for you to enjoy and for you to experience. So that's our
and
hope
make
for
your
you.
mind up in the biblical sense, because that word mind, nous, which means your head, your heart, and your gut, your whole person, you can be well. So God bless you, 7s. We're so glad you're on the earth to show us that joy is deeply stable.
So Share this with your friends. We would love that. And encourage your
If it's
7
helpful,
friends to
go
take
for
a
it.
check on it. We'll be keeping you updated on what's next on our Facebook site for Spiritual Rhythms for the Enneagram.
And if you haven't
a couple
picked
of
up
other
the book
platforms.
yet, we'd love for you to join in on this transformational journey.
Yeah. Have a great day or evening.